Breaking. King Charles just fired 17 senior royal staff members in the most brutal palace purge since 1936. Keir Starmer's secret interference triggered something so explosive that even Princess Anne walked out of the emergency meeting in tears. And what happened next could destroy the monarchy forever. Buckingham Palace is in complete chaos. If you want to see how Britain's constitutional crisis explodes, hit that subscribe button right now because this story changes everything. Here's what sparked the palace bloodbath. 3 days ago, Starmer's office contacted Charles's private secretary with an ultimatum. His message was chilling. Scale back royal ceremonies or face budget cuts that would cripple the monarchy. But Charles wasn't having it. The king erupted instead. Within 4 hours, pink slips flooded the palace corridors. The purge had begun. Labour's document, marked confidential, Project Sovereign, demanded immediate changes. No more state banquets exceeding £500,000. Royal travel restricted to economy class on commercial flights. Even the King's Guard ceremonies would be streamlined for modern efficiency. Starmer personally signed off on every humiliating detail. At exactly 9:47 a.m. yesterday morning, Sir Edward Young, the King's most trusted advisor for 15 years, was escorted from Buckingham Palace by security. His crime? Meeting secretly with Labour officials about restructuring royal protocols without Charles's knowledge. Young wasn't alone. Patricia Knatchbull's niece, Lady Sarah Keswick, cleared her desk while sobbing uncontrollably. The master of the household, gone. The deputy private secretary, terminated. Even Charles's personal equerry of 8 years was marched out. His Majesty looked absolutely volcanic, one palace insider revealed. I've never seen such cold fury in those eyes. The source, speaking on condition of anonymity, described Charles pacing the throne room, his voice echoing off ancient walls. Betrayal, he allegedly repeated. Absolute betrayal. Security footage supposedly shows the king throwing documents across his study, though palace officials deny this. What they can't deny is the unprecedented scale of this purge. 17 senior positions eliminated in a single morning. Some had served the royal family for decades. The keeper of the Privy Purse, Andrew Parker, tried to reason with Charles. Your Majesty, please reconsider, he reportedly begged. Charles's response was ice cold. You chose your side, Andrew. Now live with it. Parker had worked for the royals since Diana's era. His termination letter was hand-delivered by armed guards. Even the palace chef of 23 years wasn't spared. Her crime? Attending a private dinner with Labour policy advisors last month. They're treating us like traitors. One fired staffer texted frantically. Decades of service mean nothing now. Meanwhile, British veterans who sacrificed everything for crown and country are watching their monarchy crumble. John Matthews, an 82-year-old Falklands veteran from Portsmouth, can barely afford heating this winter. I fought for that flag, he said, tears in his eyes. Now they're tearing it apart from the inside. His pension barely covers groceries. His wife needs medication they can't afford. While Matthews struggles, Starmer's advisors enjoy 6-figure salaries and champagne receptions at number 10. We're talking about Labour officials driving £80,000 Range Rovers while discussing budget cuts to royal charities that support veterans, the same charities that helped Matthews after his injuries. The contrast is so grotesque, so morally bankrupt, that even Labour MPs are privately disgusted. Angela Rayner was overheard calling it political vandalism during a heated cabinet meeting. The hypocrisy burns. Labour preaches about helping working families while attacking the one institution millions of ordinary Britons still believe in. They're destroying tradition to score political points. Margaret Williams, a pensioner from Birmingham, summed it up perfectly on LBC Radio. My father died at Normandy for king and country. Now Starmer spits on both. Her interview has been shared 800,000 times. Working class communities across Britain feel the same betrayal. In Liverpool, traditionally Labour's fortress, support has collapsed by 15 points. Taxi drivers, shop workers, nurses, they're all asking the same question. How did Labour become the party attacking British values? But then something unprecedented happened that nobody saw coming. King Charles broke every protocol in the book. At the state opening rehearsal yesterday, he delivered an off-script address to assembled guards. When servants of the crown forget their sacred duty, Charles declared with barely controlled rage, they forfeit the privilege of serving. Military personnel present described the atmosphere as electric. The king continued, "I've watched good people, loyal people, corrupted by political whispers and backroom deals." He paused, his jaw clenched. No more. Palace insiders revealed Charles has activated emergency protocols not used since the abdication crisis. The sovereign's prerogative, an ancient power allowing the monarch to restructure the royal household without government approval. Constitutional experts are stunned. This is nuclear option territory. Professor Margaret Thornton of Cambridge explained, Charles is essentially declaring independence from political interference. The optics are devastating for Starmer. Here's a prime minister who claimed he'd modernise Britain, now forcing a constitutional crisis that makes Brexit look like afternoon tea. Sources inside Clarence House confirm Prince William fully supports his father's actions. "William's ready for war," one aide whispered. He sees this as defending the monarchy's survival. Prince William allegedly told close friends, "They've pushed too far. If they want to destroy 1,000 years of history, they'll have to go through us first." Catherine, Princess of Wales, has cancelled all public appearances to support the family. Even Prince Harry called from California, offering to return immediately. "This transcends our differences," Harry reportedly told Charles. "Family first." The domino effect started within hours. FTSE 100 dropped 2.3% as international investors panicked about British stability. Sterling fell against the dollar. Tourism stocks crashed 8% in single-day trading. Goldman Sachs issued an emergency briefing. UK political risk now exceeds 2016 Brexit levels. Major corporations began contingency planning. Rolls-Royce delayed a £2 billion investment announcement. Japanese investors pulled £500 million from UK bonds. Tourism industry leaders predict losses exceeding £3 billion if the crisis continues. Hotel bookings down 40% for the Jubilee season. Political party fractures emerged immediately. 12 Labour MPs have publicly criticised Starmer's handling. 3 frontbenchers are reportedly drafting resignation letters. The Conservative Party smells blood. Rishi Sunak called an emergency shadow cabinet meeting. #number back the king, trending globally with 4.2 million posts. Polls showed 67% support Charles's purge, even among moderate voters. Street protests erupted outside Downing Street. 3,000 royalists gathered at Buckingham Palace gates in solidarity. Police estimated another 5,000 marching through Westminster. International reactions poured in. President Biden's spokesperson expressed concern about British institutional stability. French President Macron offered diplomatic support to the king. Even Vladimir Putin commented, calling it Western democracy eating itself. The BBC's political editor looked shaken on air. "In 30 years covering politics, I've never seen anything like this." Inside number 10, Starmer's team is disintegrating. Ministers are literally screaming at each other. Rachel Reeves allegedly threw a folder at Starmer during yesterday's cabinet meeting. David Lammy was overheard saying, "This is political suicide. You've killed us all." WhatsApp groups with names like Damage Control have become Leadership Challenge HQ. The question isn't if they'll move against Starmer, it's when. Deputy Chief Whip just quit via text message. 3 junior ministers didn't show up for work today. Sources say Starmer looked grey and haunted, pacing his office at 3 a.m. His wife reportedly moved back to their Camden home, unable to watch his breakdown. Senior civil servants describe scenes of complete dysfunction. Cabinet Secretary Simon Case has begun preparing transition documents. "We're planning for a change of government," one Whitehall source admitted. "Starmer's finished. Everyone knows it." Meanwhile, at Buckingham Palace, Charles has gone full warrior mode. He's conducting loyalty interviews with remaining staff. Anyone suspected of Labour sympathies faces immediate termination. The king allegedly told one courtier, "Choose your side carefully. There won't be second chances." Princess Anne has taken charge of vetting new appointments. Prince Edward cancelled his overseas tour to support the family. But here's the twist that could destroy everything. Leaked documents show Starmer's interference goes deeper than anyone imagined. According to classified papers obtained by palace allies, Labour planned to install political commissars in royal households. If these documents are real, and if they show what sources claim, then Starmer attempted a soft coup against the monarchy. Think about what that means. An elected prime minister trying to control an institution that predates democracy itself. The optics of that would be absolutely devastating. These weren't suggestions or proposals. They would detail plans to monitor royal communications, control royal schedules, even dictate which charities receive royal patronage. One document, allegedly titled Monarchy Modernization Project, outlined reducing Charles to a ceremonial puppet. Every public appearance scripted by Downing Street. Every speech approved by Labour handlers. Page 47 supposedly contains the most damaging revelation, a plan to audit the Crown estate and redistribute profits to Labour constituencies. We're talking about stealing from the monarchy to buy votes. The document's metadata shows it was created in Starmer's private office, edited by his chief strategist. If authenticated, this proves premeditation at the highest level. Meanwhile, Nigel Farage is positioning himself as the monarchy's defender. While Starmer implodes, Farage stands with Union Jacks declaring, "We stand with our king." Reform UK membership exploded by 500% this week. Farage isn't attacking anymore, he's building a coalition. Every patriotic Briton must choose, Farage announced. Stand with tradition or watch it burn. The polls tell the story. Labour down to 24%, Conservatives at 31%, Reform UK surging to 27%. For the first time in British history, Reform UK could form the next government. Traditional Labour voters are abandoning ship. Working-class communities feel betrayed. Farage isn't just winning, he's reshaping British politics forever. Even moderate Conservatives are considering defection to Reform UK. Boris Johnson has been spotted at Reform UK headquarters twice this week. Jacob Rees-Mogg publicly praised Farage's defence of British values. The Conservative Party is hemorrhaging support to Reform UK. Sunak's desperately trying to outflank Farage on patriotism, but it's too late. The next 72 hours are critical. Parliament returns Monday for an emergency session. Constitutional lawyers are preparing unprecedented legal challenges, the King's Council readying for constitutional warfare. The question is no longer whether Starmer survives. It's whether British democracy itself can survive this crisis. Britain is watching its entire system unravel in real time. This crisis will be studied for decades as the moment everything changed. Not since Charles I has a monarch fought Parliament so openly. At its epicentre stands Starmer, who looks increasingly isolated, desperate, and finished. Senior Labour figures already discussing succession plans. The 1,922 committee supposedly approached several Labour moderates about forming unity government. Britain hasn't seen such constitutional chaos since the English Civil War. Except this time, it's playing out on social media for the world to watch. Every leaked WhatsApp, every palace source, every insider revelation pushes Britain closer to the abyss. Tomorrow, Parliament must choose. Back their failing Prime Minister or stand with their king. Labour MPs face the hardest decision of their careers. Some are receiving death threats from constituents. Others report their offices vandalised with traitor graffiti. The Metropolitan Police has increased security around Westminster. Intelligence services monitor extremist chatter about potential violence. MI5 raised the threat level for political figures. This isn't just politics anymore, it's becoming dangerous. So here's the question that matters. Can Starmer survive this royal counterstrike? Did King Charles just save the monarchy or destroy it forever? Or did he accidentally hand Nigel Farage the keys to number 10? What do you think? Is Charles right to fight back against political interference? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. And if this story shocked you as much as it shocked us, share it with everyone who needs to see what's really happening in Britain right now. The mainstream media won't tell you the full truth, but we will. Tomorrow, we're exposing the secret recording from inside that cabinet meeting. You won't believe what Rachel Reeves said about the king.